All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had two trades today. Both ended up winning. Probably should have taken the second trade just because I was already done, but I decided to hop on another account and give this one a shot, and it ended up playing out. Thankfully, executions are in the Discord. Here is the long, and then here is the short. I almost got stopped out on the short. Thankfully, it ended up playing out. So, let's start from the top here. Okay, coming into market open, what was I looking at? I seen that the 4 hour was still maintaining bullish, like we were still trending higher. We look over at the 1 hour. What did we have? We had a bearish SMT off of previous day high. So ES swept previous day high, NQ didn't. And then we had an SMT as well off London. So I seen price moving lower, and I actually thought we were going to flush lower because we left relative equal lows with London and Asia. So I'm like, okay, we're probably going to want to flush lower. So in pre-market, there was actually, I actually wanted to short, but thankfully I didn't because you probably would have gotten cooked. But I thought we were going to run all of this and then we were just going to dump down. But obviously, what happens? Market opens up and we end up putting in, I think it was a small SMT right here off of market open. NQ sweeps these lows. Let me just double check. Yeah, we had a small SMT. Price ends up running up. I was looking to short right here actually at 933, but we never inverse the gap, so I faded it thankfully. Then we just start moving to the upside. I didn't want to long here because again, at this point, price was still rejecting off this 15-minute bearish for value gap. I just don't have it marked out. So I was like, okay, maybe if we displace higher and get a retrace, then I'll look to long. So pretty much right here would have been the long, but I was already in the short at this point. So let me just go over here. So what happened? NQ comes up, fails to take out these highs. ES takes out these highs. So we have another SMT. Okay. So at this point, we have that higher time frame bearish SMT off of previous day high. We have this new formed SMT. And now what do I like about the short is how fast we recover back down. So like I said, I was open to taking longs at this point, but the problem was NQ failed to take the highs, ES took the highs, so we had an opposing SMT, and then we V-shape recover. We get this 1 minute inversion. I'm pretty sure we inversed. We just barely. Actually, maybe we didn't. I don't know. I just entered there because I thought we inversed. I like the displacement, the V-shape. We have an SMT, so I just entered there. Maybe looking back we didn't inverse, but I don't really care. It's the same idea. So I enter there, I run my stop above the high because at this point I know if we break above this, the SMT is invalid and it doesn't really make sense. I don't want to run my stop lower personally because at this point I know that if, like I said, if price wants to come up all the way here, then I know this SMT is not valid. But I know there's a possibility it can come up like this and then continue down, which is what ended up happening. So obviously we get in a bit of drawdown. I'm thinking I'm getting stopped out because this next candle, you could see rips to the upside. Would I want to long here though? No, because we have an opposing SMT against this. So that was the issue. I didn't even want to long anyway. So thankfully price ends up dumping down. This would have been probably your best bet to enter off of this 2 minute close right here on the 942 candle. This candle right here, whatever, because we actually get that true inverse. We get that CISD. So this would have been a much better entry. I got a bit lucky on mine. And then I went break even here off this wick because I expected price to flush lower at this point. So pretty much price kept flushing down. I took a small partial at this 930 wick right here just because I always use that as strong, like a strong draw for price because that's when market opened. And I don't know, that's usually just what happens. So I took a small partial as this candle was pushing lower. And then I got out fully at this low right here. Now, ideally, I wanted to hold down to this low or this low, but I was trading on an account with consistency, 40% consistency. So I really didn't have a choice. I just had to honestly just get out and just take my profits there because I was up pretty good. I couldn't really afford to go more. So ideally, I would have probably left something to run here and I probably would have taken profit around here because I always TP before the draw. So sucks. I would have caught a lot more points. I would have caught pretty much double, but it doesn't really matter. We still secure that trade there. So once again, price manipulates up off market open. We get that bearish SMT, nice recovery to the downside, V-shaped displacement down. Again, if you didn't enter here, I thought it inversed, maybe it didn't, but who cares? You could have entered here at 943 or this 2 minute close, whatever. And then I went break even here. Quick TP here just to secure something in case it wanted to sweep and reverse, and then full TP at this low right here. Again, this would have been my more ideal TPs if I could have held. Now from there, I was done, but then I just decided to hop on some other accounts and I seen this forming. Now this is a purely discretionary play. I'll still go over it. So basically what happened, ES came down, swept out London and Asia low. NQ didn't, so we technically had a SMT off the lows. So from there, when I see price displace up like this. I see this candle go like this. I see us inverse this 1 minute gap. At this point, I know we're shifting from bearish into bullish order flow. I'm not going to be looking for shorts at this point because I'm figuring we're going to probably want to run higher at this point and potentially push up to these highs that were put in at the start of the market open and potentially up to previous day high. Now, this is just straight from experience. So what happens, we get a quick shift. We get this 2 minute bullish close, but the reason I entered, we get a push up, we get a retrace, we get a 1 minute CISD. I had my stop like right around, no, it was right here. I think it was like 40 something points. I don't know. But this is purely discretionary. I seen the shift from bearish to bullish. Yes, we're trading in an opposing bearish gap, which people are going to say, oh, like, why are you trading into a bearish gap, bro? Like, there's a lot more context that goes into trades rather than just like lower time frame gaps. You know what I mean? Like, so what I seen, we already made a sharp move down. Okay. We broke structure. We broke above this lower high, which pushed price lower. So this was a shift in market structure. On top of that, ES swept the lows, NQ didn't. We had an SMT. We're clearly pushing bullish. So I wanted to give this a shot. Again, we get a strong 2 minute displacing close right here. We also inverse this 2 minute gap right here. So at this point, I see we just closed above this wick. I see we broke structure to the upside. I'm personally just going to take this because I have confidence that we can at least get break even. So this was my break even point right here. These, I thought they were relative equal highs, but I guess not. So I went break even right around here. Price came back, took a partial, and then price came down. I thought I was going to get stop break even, and then price came back up, and I ended up TPing right, I think it was on this candle right here. And the reason I TP'd right here was because if you look at ES had literally ticked the CE point of that 15-minute gap. Now, obviously, it had already been rejecting off it for time, but once I seen it reject that 15-minute gap to the tick and start rejecting down, I just decided to get out. So got a pretty decent fill on that. Obviously, you could see if I did hold, price would still be going. It might make that run for previous day high, but we're generating so much sell side, I don't really know. But yeah, those are the two trades today, guys. Again, this one's just purely discretionary, and it ends up working out. But again, I'll run through it really quick. Price manipulates off market open, SMT, nice displacement with this V shape. Take the short there, break even, TP, and then full TP here. Again, ideally would have held lower if I could have, but consistency rule, really can't do anything. From there, hop on different accounts, see price fail to take out these London and Asia lows. And I've seen this a million times where price will come down and edge lows and then just start reversing. And then it takes them out in the PM session. So it might honestly do it here. Who knows? So ES takes them out. NQ doesn't. We shift from bearish to bullish. We show clear bullish volume. We're clearly displacing higher. So I want to take the longs there. That's just like what I see. So I take it there. We get the CISD on the 1 minute, whatever. We get this 2 minute bullish close. Take that entry right there. Stops below here because I know if price starts breaking below here, we're probably just going to continue anyway. So I wanted to give this a shot. Break even at these highs right here at 55 or 54, whatever it was. And then partial, and then price comes down, and then take the rest off when I see ES rejecting CE of this gap. So that's it for me, guys. 2 trades today. Pretty solid. Obviously, the first one was a lot better, and I probably should have gotten that entry on that other candle, this one right here, but it doesn't really matter. It ended up playing out. So that's it for me. I'll have the full market breakdown tonight in the Discord, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.